Okay, I was a little nervous there. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the community meeting for the Greer Fire. My name is Evan Burks. I'm one of the public information officers for Southwest Area Incident Management Team 3. We have a very packed agenda tonight. Our goal here is to provide this meeting to you. So this is for you, and we have a lot of information we're going to deliver, and we hope we can give it to you guys. I will say that afterwards, after the meeting, we will have all these experts here that'll hang out. So if you have questions, you can come up, ask them questions. You can talk on the map and things like that. And we hope to be about an hour here. Quick safety thing, if there is an emergency, we've got exits here on either side and in the back. And we have ASL interpretation, obviously on stage, and we also have closed captioning services over here. If you need those, please feel free to move down where you can see that screen. Okay, I'm gonna get right into it. Just wanna give you guys a quick rundown on the stats. Last reported acreage I have is 9,508 acres. I think we have about 500 personnel assigned, and the fire is still 0% contained. We're gonna get right into it with an operations update from Mike Wallace, one of our operations section chiefs, and he's gonna tell you what's been going on in the fire.
Thanks, Evan. Hi, everybody. I'll come over here to the map to talk to it. And we'll start over here in Division Romeo. And so today we've had crews plugged in right here at this drop point 34 is what we call it, and working to these two areas that are bars here that we call division breaks. So they've been working from this drop point 34 over to this bar here, this division break, and the fire's been pretty active in there today. We haven't been able to put any crews or anything in there to go direct on the fire, but what they have been doing is piecing some plans together to take it back over to this Wonderland community where we have fairly secure line in here. We haven't completely solidified this piece on the east side of the Wonderland community, but everything just east of it, going west, going into Division Alpha, into Greer, feeling really good. We've had crews in there all day. There is some smoke in there and whatnot, but no real concerns, just making sure that fire staying in its place and not impacting any of the structures or community in there. So working up past through here, through Greer, working into Division Charlie. So right now, all day today, we've been trying to go direct in this area that's south of 260 to the fire's edge, right around this South Fork community, down to Hall Creek, Benny Creek, Fish Creek area. We haven't had a lot of success going direct in there today, so what we're doing today, we're going to take it from this County Road 4124, this drop point 21 right here, and we're going to take it back, going from drop point 21 back to the west, and then bring it back down into Benny Creek, where we're looking to tie it in there where we've had some good black in there already, where we're not too concerned with the fire coming out of there. That's probably going to take a day to a day and a half to complete. We're going to start it tonight, do night operations with it. We'll continue it into the next day, and then if we can't finish it during that day, we'll continue it into the next night. Over here in Division Foxtrot, we've had a lot of good success in here today. We were able to secure a lot of this line right here, coming down off of the 261 where it meets with the 260 down to this drop point 30. And we were able to take fire from this drop point 30 out to this end holding here. I forget what it is, but it's off of the Udall Road, for those of you guys know the area. And we were able to take that and secure it. And then we're putting some dozer lines from that Udall community going north and going to tie it into the LCR there. And from there, we're going to piece it back over to this county road 4124. And we've made it all the way over here with the burn today, just northwest of that end holding there. And then we're hanging it up there, finish those dozer lines, and then we'll continue looking at burning and going direct the next couple days back to that drop point 21, County Road 4124. Over here in Division Mike, we started off the day going direct, and we've had some slop overs here off of this 261, and they've been trying to pick those up all day. We've had success where we've grabbed them and secured them, and then the winds picked up and caused more. And right now they got about a 20 to 30 acre slop right now that they're dealing with. We're really confident we're going to pick that up tonight and tie it back into the 261. And once we get that tied in, we'll be patrolling and monitoring that until we feel that we can start letting crews and resources leave that area to start focusing more down on this Division Romeo area. And that's my update, and I'll stick around for any questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Good evening. Eric Johnson. I'm the fire behavior analyst for the incident management team. Doing that, I forecast what the fire is going to do each day. So for that day, brief the crews, and then what it's going to do for the following days so that we can come up with a good plan based on that. In doing that, a lot of that is really reliant upon weather. So I have an incident meteorologist from the National Weather Service that's driving from Flagstaff right now. They should be showing up in town here in the next half hour. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the weather, what we expect for the next several days, what he told me, and then I'll talk about the implications of that to this fire. So right now, it's May. It means it's dry. It means it's going to be windy each day. You're going to have those kind of west, southwest winds every single day. And really what changes day to day is how strong those winds are. So today and tomorrow, we're going to be in a bit of a lull. Now, you heard from Mike that it's still pretty darn windy out there and it's causing problems for them. And so that means that we're in that kind of 10 to 15 mile an hour winds out of the west with gusts to about 25. We had gusts up to a little bit over 30 at the windiest part of today. And that's problematic because it throws spot fires, it carries those embers in the wind out in front of the fire and starts new fires that the firefighters then need to respond to. As it gets much windier than that, as we had a few days ago, that keeps the helicopters from being effective. They can't really fly when it's that windy, as well as it takes air tankers, takes the scoopers out of the mix as well. So today and tomorrow, we're in that kind of more moderate conditions, 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts to 25, 30, something like that. At night, the winds are going to slack off tonight and tomorrow. We're going to get a little bit of recovery, meaning the air is going to get a little bit more moist, and that'll help. So the nighttime is when we're really having good success out there, nighttime and mornings, and then the afternoons are when we have to try to play catch up. So today and tomorrow, those are the better days. It starts getting not so good over the weekend. Saturday is near critical. It's going to be single-digit humidity, so about 9, 10, 8%, something like that. About as dry as it gets Saturday and Sunday, but our winds are going to get really strong. So by Sunday, we're going to have gusts up to around 40 miles an hour again. That's not good. So the plan that Mike laid out there, that we're doing everything we can today, tonight, tomorrow night, is really to prepare the way before those winds get stronger over the weekend. So what this means for fire, right now we have fire. I'm going to start up here in the north. We have the Little Colorado River here that flows through town. It's in that canyon. It's going to continue to move east towards town, making runs up the canyon wall to the north. It gets up into the flats there at between the river and the 260, Highway 260, and that's a place that they're having a lot of success holding it. So fire's going to want to continue to move up that river canyon towards town. And they're working on it with helicopters, they're working on it with crews trying to do it, but that's what the fire wants to do. Coming around up the slope, fire is continuing to get pushed down into the drainages, it backs down in, and then when it comes up the other side, it catches the wind and runs right up to the ridgetop with longer flame lengths, starts torching out the trees and throws embers out in front of itself into the next drainage. And it's just continuing to do that as it moves east. In general, that's the same problem we're having out here east of the 261 road. It's throwing embers out there, starting spot fires, and then those are creating their own spot fires as those fires become established. You heard from Mike, he's feeling pretty confident they're going to be able to catch a lot of that's out east of the 261. So the plan is to do that. If that's not successful, there's not a lot of great options directly out in front. It's going to come towards Waters Canyon. Water Canyon is a place that could potentially be successful at holding the fire, but it's just there's not lots of good options. So that's why they're so trying to get it right there. They're putting all that effort into it. And you heard what I said about this weekend. It's going to get just that much windier. Coming around to the north side of the fire really wants to go east and north. So it's still burning out here on the south side. It's backing actively down the slope, but don't expect it to with the weather. It's not aligned with the winds or the slope. So it's not going to make major runs any other direction other than out to the north and the east. That's where it wants to go. Coming around to the west side, that fire is parked and don't really expect it to move. It's in a good place where the roads and the fire lines are, so it probably won't ever move west, but south it'll continue to move somewhat, and what it really wants to do is north and the east.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Sergeant Andrew Arona. I work for the Apache County Sheriff's Office. I've been overseeing the law enforcement stuff and the evacuations for the entire fire. This map isn't great for the evacuation points. Afterward, there's another one up front in the lobby that has those zones marked. If you have any questions, I can meet you there and explain further. But my main concern with all of this is community safety and to make sure that nobody's houses are getting broke into or damaged and that everybody's making it out safe with everything that they need. Thanks to all of our neighboring counties and agencies that border us all around, we've been getting a ton of help. So we're able to put patrols in these neighborhoods overnight and staff roadblocks and things of that nature. I've been working very close with the liaisons and other fire staff to determine the different trigger points for calling evacuations. It's always changing, and so we're constantly working on that stuff, trying to make sure that it's as current as possible to who's being put in set, who's being put in go, things of that nature. Right now, I'm sure if you've got the notifications, but this southwestern side of Eager and the Springerville area, this has been put in set from Highway 180 to Water Canyon, and everything north of 260 to Highway 60 has been put in set as well. That's just due to the information that I've received regarding the direction of travel for the fire. Depending on how the fire travels, and I'll keep in contact with all of these guys throughout, will determine which areas get put into go status, if at all. The main concern, okay, I'll explain. I'll jump back, I'll explain. So one of the trigger points off the Water Canyon, there's a drainage that runs along the west side of Water Canyon Road, and that is one of the trigger points to evacuate. We're working on subdividing this area that has been put in set as to not displace as many people as necessary. So depending on how the fire travels will depend on what happens next with those zones. The trigger point for evacuations for north of Highway 260 into Burke Street, up along North Becker Lake Road, and then across to Highway 60, is if the fire reaches Highway 260. So that'll be the trigger point for this area. If anybody has questions about any of this or safety of their homes and stuff, please feel free to find me after. But I want everybody to know that we do have patrols out and about within the communities of South Fork, Greer, and we're assisting Round Valley Police Department with patrols through the school bus and lower Eager areas. Yeah, and if anybody's got questions regarding specific zones, I can meet them up top afterward, and there's a map up there with the actual color-coded zones that are been set. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you, Sergeant Arona. My name's Haley Nickel. I work for Apache County Emergency Management. I wish I could see you guys. This is my home community. I live here in Round Valley. Heather, she'll speak next. Heather and I, we live here in Round Valley. We're actually evacuated from our homes right now. But we're here for you guys. We're here to serve this community that we love so much. Our week started off a little rocky. On Tuesday, we were headed to Sholo for a meeting and got to the sunrise turnoff and had to turn around. We quickly came back and got our computers. We sent an evacuation notice to residents of Greer from the passenger seat of an SUV on the way to Greer. We get to Greer and we're boots on the ground, running, knocking doors, flagging down cars, turning them around. We are so passionate about helping out this community. We are working alongside Apache County Sheriff's Office at this time, working on these evacuations. So all those notifications that you guys are getting, if you're getting them, they're coming from our office. We are here to really preach Ready, Set, Go. Out in the lobby, we have some Ready, Set, Go door hangers. Please take one. Heather's going to talk a little bit more about that next. Here in emergency management, the resources that we have, we are set up in a mobile command trailer out on the rodeo grounds, working out of there. We have our command trailer, we have side-by-sides, we have Starlinks that sit in our car and go where our cars go. We have light plants, electronic message boards, we have personnel galore to include not only our own staff, but we've been able to partner with our probation department. They're located over at the Springerville Annex building. They are taking in donations. We have 4 probation employees there. So we're grateful for their partnership. We're grateful for the partnership of Apache County District 3 Roads and also Supervisor Nelson Davis, as this operation would not be possible without them and their support. We do have 2 shelters open for people who are displaced from their home. One shelter is located in St. John's at the Bub. What is the Bub? The big ugly building. It's out at the fairgrounds. If you need the address for that, find me after. Our second one, our second shelter that we have is located in Alpine. Our Alpine Fire Department has been kind enough to work with the community to get that shelter up and going alongside the Red Cross, just like our shelter in St. John's is. If you need that address, please come and see me as well after. One last thing I want to mention is earlier this week, I don't know if you guys heard, we have entered stage 2 fire restrictions. That's not just the unincorporated areas of Apache County, but that's also our town of Eager and town of Springerville as well. So no more charcoal, no more wood fires, no briquettes. We're sticking to propane mostly. I can send anyone the information, more specifics on that, on what stage 2 entails. We are just doing everything that we can to protect this community and keep things like this from happening in the future. And that's all I have. I'll turn it over to Heather.
Thank you, Haley. I'm just going to go over the 3 different phases of Ready, Set, Go. Everybody should always be in ready. Ready is beware of hazards that threaten your community. Create a defensible space around your home. Build an emergency go kit with enough food and water for 72 hours. Things you should have in your kit are non-perishable food, water, prescription medications, personal hygiene items, flashlights, cash, important paperwork, a cell phone charger, and remember the items for your animals as well. Set, which is where a lot of the people in our community are right now. You need to be paying attention to the news or a vetted information source. You could consider relocating your family before the actual go notice is out, because I know a lot of people are worried. That gives you time to make plans for your animals and other things that you may have to leave behind. Once you're in go or evacuation status, that means there's a danger in your area and you need to take your emergency kit and go. You need to get out of the area and do not go back. If you have an emergency situation and you have to go back, contact your local law enforcement agency and they will escort you back, but that is on a case-by-case basis. I know that is a big problem we're having right now, is people are trying to go back into those areas that have been evacuated. It's not just for your safety, but when we have to have people go back in and look for you, it's their safety that's at risk as well. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew, once you leave, you need to stay out of that area. And if anybody has any questions about the 3 phases, you can come up here after the meeting and we can answer any questions. Oh, and our QR codes are on each side. And if you scan the QR code, it will lead you to our RAVE system, which is our emergency notification system. And if you sign up, you can receive all of our emergency notification system, or emergency notifications, and then you'll be up to date with the most accurate information. Oh, we have representatives from the hospital with us as well, and if you have any questions afterwards, they'll be up here and they can answer questions as well.
Good evening. My name is Josh Miller. I'm the Deputy Forest Supervisor here on the Apache-Sick Greaves National Forests and currently serving as the Agency Administrator Trainee for the Greer Fire. So a few things I'd just like to speak towards is there's a lot of maybe misunderstandings or different terminology going on around towns, counties, so forth. Just want to be clear, this is a full suppression fire, meaning we're absolutely getting after it. So we're doing everything we possibly can, and as Andrew mentioned, you know, safety is our first priority out there, so I'm keeping in mind firefighter and public safety, but we are absolutely going after it and trying to pick it up at the smallest perimeter possible. The other thing I'd like to mention is this is a multi-jurisdictional fire, meaning the state of Arizona is involved with us also, Lehigh over here, and so we share that unified command, and you know, we have a really good working relationship with the state and other agencies, so that really helps on times like this. You know, we come together around the table at the same time. We help share that decision space and make good decisions. So I don't have a whole lot more than that, but we are here for you, and please continue to reach out with any questions or concerns you have. Thanks.
Hey, good evening all. My name's Lehigh Vizcaíno. I work for the Department of Forestry and Fire Management. I am the division chief or the fire management officer for the state in District 2. And basically what that is Navajo County and Apache County. And I've got a little chunk there in Coconino. And so basically I'm just going to give you kind of what we do, and I want to talk a little bit about you know, what it means to be a part of the fire service. So I've been doing this for about 30 years. I worked down in the District 3 for many years down in the Tucson area. And I've dealt with a lot of fire down there, but not you know, those are mostly grass fire, desert fires, and you know, they're fast moving. And this was just like a desert fire. And basically those winds are something else. And I did spend some time on the Palisades in California. And I'll tell you, I know there's a lot of anxiety with the communities up in the White Mountains that we might have that happen here. So when you're dealing with those hurricane-type winds, you're going to have those catastrophic fires. And we're not quite there. As I toured the forest today, I know everybody's concerned about their natural resources out there, the forest. It looked really good. Nothing's being nuked out, as they call it. Nothing's being really devastating. Everything looked good. A lot of that is just kind of cleaning that forest floor. So it's a very healthy environment in my eyes for what's going on there with the fire. It's very impressive because the smoke is impressive, but at the same time, it's actually doing some good. The only problem that we have is that it is encroaching into the communities, and that's where the concern is, and that's when Josh is talking about full suppression. Yeah, we totally agree with that. So I'll tell you, part of my responsibility on the fire is kind of the state representative. And basically, my job is to have authority to suppress fire outside of the fire districts. And then when the fire districts get overwhelmed and they don't have the ability to support what they're being encountered with, then I come in, they do a declaration, and then I bring in state assistance, and that's how we're able to do unified command with the forest. I can bring forest to help us out, some of their locals, some of their knowledgeable and expert people to come and help with that service, and that's kind of how it works. The other piece of that is the fire departments also have what they call a mutual aid, and this mutual aid is part of the fire service across the state. And so every fire department across the state has a mutual aid agreement. So when you guys see these big trucks running around, and it's a Phoenix truck, or it's an Avondale truck, or it's a Tucson truck, what they're doing here is they're backfilling while the firefighters that are local are out there engaged in the fire, protecting the community. These folks come in, they get in place, and they're the ones covering the back door for the community. They're the ones that are in here that are responding to the medical, responding to other fires, responding to structure fires in the community. That's what they're doing. So that's why you see these folks. So if you see them out there at Basha's or at a restaurant or kind of hanging out, that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be there. They're supposed to be available to respond, to protect the community within, to help that fire department that's out there on the hill fighting the fire. And that's what they're doing. So that's that piece of it. And so when I come in, I came into Greer that afternoon, and I did see Orona. I saw him out there, and there was a bunch of law enforcement out there. They were all parked on the side of the road, and when I pulled up, and they're kind of waiting to see and they just lit their trucks and went right through the smoke. So that tells you their love for their community and what they do. So I wanted to make sure I brought that up, because this young man right here was there, and so this is what we need. We all come together, and we all do what's in the best interest of our communities, okay? I call myself, I came from down south, but I'm a mountain man now. So that's what I tell myself. I'm still get cold. I'm not used to it, but I do love the communities. And one thing that I will tell you, part of my leader's intent for the team coming in is I always want to protect what's in the best interest of what we build on. And a lot of these communities are all ranching communities. That ranching infrastructure, those what we call fuel is feed for them, for the cattle growers, for all that kind of stuff. So, it's important. It's important for us to know that, and I am working hard in the best interest of all the communities up here. So if you guys have questions for me, or you guys have any specific things that you guys want me to talk about, I'll be out front here. If you guys want to hit me up and you guys got some concerns or some things and some other things that maybe I didn't touch on, then feel free to hit me up. Other than that, everybody have a good evening.
Thank you, Lehigh. All right, good evening, everybody. Matt Rao here. I'm the Incident Commander for Southwest Complex Incident Management Team 3. Just first want to say thanks for everybody coming. You never know what's going to happen when we have these community meetings, how many people are going to show, what the tone's going to be, kind of where people are at, and it's just really, really important for all of us to get the information out in a consistent and concise manner so that we're all speaking the same language. Hang around afterwards, answer some questions just to make sure that, again, everybody kind of sees the vision that we all see and understands the risks and the issues that we're all dealing with. Complex incident management teams. So generally speaking, we get called in when a community or a local unit is having a bad day. We don't usually get invited over to Springerville for ice cream socials or anything, Johnny, but we can do that too. But we We're one of, loosely right now, there's 35 organized complex incident management teams in the nation. We're one of those teams based in the Southwest. The majority of us on this team, of which there's loosely about 100 of us, Evan and Mike and others in the room here, are part of that 100-person team that when the bell rings, we organize ourselves and come to the call. So one of the things that we always look for when we come into a community is just like how prepared they were for an event like this. You can't really hide anything from an incident management team. You know, we come in and we see the relationships. We kind of look under the hood of all, you know, the planning and all the work that's been done to protect the communities and how those things are going. I just got to say, it's been a while. I was on the Rodeo Chetasky Fire just down the road, and Wallow Fire in the not too distant past, but this community here is no stranger to being impacted by wildfire, and unfortunately that's how you grow these relationships and these bonds. And so the first thing we noticed when we got here, man, we were really set up for success. All the local units, you heard Lehi's stories about the valiant efforts of Apache County Emergency Management and the Sheriff's Department, you know, going in there to protect you and get you out of harm's way. The local Forest Service, Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management, all the municipal departments, the city, everybody around here coming together. It just was astounding. This was an incredible firefight from the beginning. There was no time to even take a breath. There was no time to really formulate a long-term plan. It was get in there, save lives, and protect property. And it was an incredibly valiant effort. So it was recognized early on that with the conditions that are just so historic this year, and it's not just right here, but I live in Albuquerque, and we work primarily in the Southwest all through fire season, and it's a bad year. We've been monitoring the drought index, the live fuel moistures in the trees and in the grass and the shrubs. It's off the chart low this year. I mean, it's been a lot of years since we've seen things like this, and we all sort of knew that we could be prepared, or we would need to be prepared for an event like this. And so we were all kind of on high alert. Our team happened to be up in the rotation, and we knew that the risk was real, and it was a probability that we'd get an assignment. So when we got the call from the local folks here, we kind of understood what the probability of this becoming a larger event that could impact all of you right away. So I think applaud all the local folks here for making that determination really quickly. I got calls from the Forest Service and from DFFM literally within hours of the fire starting, just getting us ready. Like this could get out of our potential for control, and we're going to need some help. So we rallied and headed on over. So the way that structure works, Lehi and Josh both talked about that a little bit. It's a unified command right now between the state of Arizona and the U.S. Forest Service. We come in, the team comes in, and we work underneath that delegation of authority. So what that means to us is we manage the resources. We kind of help determine the strategy. We sit down and we bring like the best available science to bear, like Eric, our fire behavior analyst, and we have a suite of people that look at the science behind what the fire is predicted to do, and we start to build a plan moving forward, and then we engage all your local folks that have been here forever and know the land, know the relationships. We leverage all those relationships, and we put all that knowledge together, and we cooperatively develop a plan that's not only going to allow us to be successful in the fire, but a plan that's going to protect the values at risk. And there's just so many things out here. You know, first and foremost, obviously, you heard firefighter and public safety is always our first and foremost thing. And then private property, all your homes, your infrastructure, the rangelands, the watersheds, your water systems. I mean, there's just so many things to consider when you've got a fire like this that just really wants to burn. So we build that plan based on all of that, and it is super dynamic, as you all know. Just the work that was done last night by our night shift and the work that Mike described that was done today without the influence of the wind, you know, that was a great day. We made a lot of success. We're going to make more success tonight. And then as the winds kick back up, you just need to be prepared for what the next step might be. And I just appreciate you all coming to listen about the Ready, Set, Go, what that means, and really listening to folks when we get to that point, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And it really makes our lives a lot easier when we know that you're safe. Our responders don't have to worry about your well-being. Our job is to get in there. We're going to go after the fire. We're going to do our best to corral this thing in the smallest possible way. So as the team works through all of this, you know, again, it's input from everybody. We don't have all of the answers when we come to town. We rely on all of you, all of your cooperation stakeholders here to help us figure out the best course of action. The ultimate goal, we all want the same thing. We want everybody to go home safe at night. That's all of you. That's all of our responders that we're responsible for. We want to protect all your valuable private property, your homes. We want to protect all the things you care about are the things that we care about. And we want to get you back into your homes. And we want to get you and the community back on its feet and return to normal life again as soon as possible. These things are super scary. We get it. I've been evacuated several times myself personally, and I know fire, and it's still scary being evacuated. We empathize with that, and that's why we want to be here with you tonight. We've opened up a ton of opportunities for communication through Facebook, through our public information hotlines. All your local officials have the same information that we're sharing. We want to get you the information real time so you can try to work through this with us. We're working through this with you real time, and we totally understand this is really stressful. And so we're here to help you get through it. And at the end of the day, again, we all want the same thing: get you home, get back to your lives. Please do stick around afterwards. We'll be spread out all over the place. There's more people up in the lobby up there that have information. Stick around with us, grab us, ask some questions. We're here for that. And again, thanks for coming tonight. And that concludes our public meeting.